K-pop Idol. I just met you. I was just a formal student schooling in the Philippines. I was a huge fan of 21. That's the only idol group I knew in Korea. During the summer of 2014, I went back to Korea to learn something that I was interested in, such as ballet or acting. My dream ever since when I was 12 years old was being an actress in Korea. I even used to copy a script of some K-dramas and practice alone at home. Like the crying scenes and like getting angry scenes and all of that. So then I visited this music and acting academy in Korea. The president of that academy knew a producer in the company as an acquaintance. He introduced him to me. I delivered my situation to the producer. His feedback was to become a K-pop idol in first place, then be an actress later on. That's the easiest way to be an actress because there isn't a lot of spots for an actress in Korea right now. So that is how I started preparing for the audition. I encountered dancing and singing for the first time in my life. My dad was pretty stressed because I used to sing inside a car on the way to go to the academy, and I was just always on my own. During my first day of dancing class, I was quite surprised looking at my dance teacher. I pretty much esteemed her effort and will to teach a person like me who had 2 left feet. I even cried because I wasn't able to memorize all the steps. But later on, I was able to do it, and then I guess it was because of my desperate effort. And having an endless lesson every day for about less than a month, the audition day came. And that's why I started having a dream of K-pop Idol. If you guys are wondering about my audition process, please check out this video. There's detailed information there. The start of trainee life. There are a lot of distinctive K-pop companies in Korea. The companies that you guys would know would probably be the big 3, SM, JYP, and YG. But there still are prestigious companies who've had great artists such as Big Hit Entertainment, Cube Entertainment, and etc. My first company was not one of the big 3. They were planning to make a girl group debut within a year that I got in, which was 2014. Since my parents were negative about signing a trainee contract, I didn't sign it. It was a good thing because my company agreed on this. I stayed in my dad's house in Korea, which was 2 hours away apart from the company. I had to commute, and I used my personal money for that. There were less than 20 trainees in the company. Some of them were adults, and some of them were teenagers like me. I was the youngest member there. I did not go to school at all during that time since I wanted to focus on my life as a trainee. My daily routine was like this. I woke up at 10 a.m. in the morning, ate brunch, and got ready till 11 a.m. I didn't wear any of the makeup that time. I had to be there until 1 p.m. And I practiced and practiced and practiced till 10 p.m. in the evening, and that's the time when I went home. I arrived at my house mostly at 12 a.m. or earlier if it's not traffic. I took a shower and ate more food, and I got off to bed at 2 a.m. mostly. So that was not my daily routine for like 7 months. Such a weary schedule, isn't it, for a 13-year-old girl? Yet, I was completely fine. I truly loved what I was doing. After a few days that I got in, I had to take my very first weekly test. But guess what? I was insanely overstrained that I forgot the lyrics of the song in the middle of the test. So I was obviously panicking there. I was one of the worst, obviously. There were rankings displayed on the side of a wall every after the test. And as expected, my rank was always at the bottom. I think I'm meant to be at the bottom when it comes to rankings. If you're curious about the technical and detailed informations about my dancing and singing lessons, please check out these 2 videos. The crisis of being trainee. My trainee life was not a series of happy moments. There were stressful times. After the first weekly test I had, some trainees who were in the company got eliminated. They cried so much. It was loaded with tears. I had this kind of guiltiness if that was my fault. So I cried so much too. Of course, I know that's not the reason why they got eliminated, but I just felt that way. I didn't have anyone to talk to because I was new. So I had to cry in front of the staffs in the company, and one of them told me that some popular girl groups even step on foot of their members on stage. That just frightened me though. That just gave me an idea of how competitive this field of K-pop industry is. Since I was the youngest member in the company, me and the other younger members had to do some chores, such as setting up the tablespoons and chopsticks whenever we had dinner, filling up their cups with water, cleaning up messy spots, and etc. I know it's a little weird, but it's like a culture in Korea for the younger members to do that. Korea has an insane hierarchical social structure, but I never knew this by the time. You know, it was just my first time experiencing all these. So I got scolded by the elder members oftentimes, and the atmosphere was stone cold whenever I got scolded. You know, I was just looking down at the floor, and honestly, I was pretty annoyed of this culture of Korea though. The fact that you have to be careful when you want to contribute some opinions. I didn't understand this culture at first place, although I'm a full Korean. It took me some time for me to get used to this. After a few months that I got it, we had to do this kind of live test. So it was a new task that we had to do, aside from singing and dancing. We just had to do them both together, just like the typical K-pop groups, because that's what we have to do later on. What we did was pretty special, because we also had to sing those little sound effects and harmonies of the song. I always used to get the sound effect part because I sucked at singing. I'll show you an example. Anyways, after a certain amount of time, new trainees started coming into our company. I wanted some younger members to come in, yet none of them were younger than me. But I got to build deep relationships with them too. I was able to talk to them about my personal concerns. We hung out together in free times. Yeah, I made a lot of memories with them. Time passed further, and some of them had to leave the company. That was one of the saddest moments of my life, you know, saying goodbyes. The reasons were various why they went out of the company. Some joined different teams, some gave it up spontaneously. Just like that, the positive atmosphere of the company faded gradually. Then at last, I decided to go out too. Since I was not in a contracted status with the company, I was free from all the legal bases, such as money, and yeah. So I didn't pay, I just went out. Discontinuation of trainee and change of company. In the first week of January 2017, I was free from my company. I felt extremely empty during that time. Yes, it is true that it was pretty thorny in my previous company, but it didn't mean that I wanted to stop my journey as a trainee. For me, or I don't know if it's the same with you guys, having a dream is like falling into a black hole because I can't get rid of it. After coming out from the company, I went back to the Philippines to have some rest. I got to have some time to reflect on myself. I got to meet new people, old friends, and I totally enjoyed my vacation there. During the March of 2015, I entered a new company, and I was lucky again because I didn't sign a contract. The company was planning to make a girl group in 2016, which means there was a gap in between. Since I was very much behind when it comes to school, my parents wanted me to go back to the Philippines and go to school, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to practice and gain some more skills so that I can be acknowledged professionally, unlike before. I wasn't that type of person who thinks that appearance is more significant in order to be a K-pop artist. I thought that what's more important and what more matters is the skill and talent. I just thought like that before. Now it's pretty different. However, the other side of my mind wanted to go to school too, because I also didn't want to be that shallow type of person whose brain is empty. So at last, I decided to go back to school. Thankfully, my company obeyed this opinion of mine, so I got to go back. During my time in the Philippines, going to school, I've always wanted to go back to Korea. I just wanted to be with them. But what I did during the time was to just soothe myself, because at least I got to learn and experience something new in my school. And just like that, I came towards the end of my school life. During the summer of 2013, I... 2014 맞냐? 14 맞지? 2014년에 한국 처음 왔지? During the summer of 2015. So then I visited. Since my parents were negative about signing.
네가티브 봐?
Negative about.
네가티브 뭐야?
Negative about.
네가티브?